Hello, this is Adam Watson at Watson EdTech, and today I'm here to talk about a very interesting, innovative, and I think a tool that would be very engaging to use in a classroom, a tool called Bounce. Now, this is a web-based tool, so if we can open up a browser and get to the internet, we should be able to use it, and that also makes it device agnostic, something I appreciate and like. It is, again, a free site. A site that requires no registration created or no accounts created, which again is great because you can use this easily and quickly across grade levels. The tool itself is very easy to use, so as far as learning curve, there really isn't one. You'll see that here in this demo. And last but not least, it I think is a great tool to create new kinds of digital conversations. By the nature of it, the term bounce, one thing that you'll see in this demo is that the idea of it is that a person creates commentary, which creates a unique URL. The next person that creates commentary has a unique URL that contains their comment, and so on. So it would be something that as people posted or created comments, that you'd have to see the latest URL version to see its latest round of comments. So the person might be posting in a forum discussion or on perhaps a front page of a learning management system kind of thing. Maybe they tweet out once they make their particular posting. Again, that would be kind of a management piece as far as how to do that. But that aside, it's a great, again, way to create a free digital environment of a discussion. So let us show what this app looks like. When you go to bounceapp.com, there's our website address. You're going to have a place here where you can put a URL of a site that you want to have the conversation about or around, or you can also upload an image. And the point here is that although websites are probably the most common way to use this site, in theory, if you uploaded an image, you could have an image of a screenshot you already took, or it could just be a picture. And again, you have a really interesting way of creating a digital conversation around that image. So in order to get a URL here, I'm going to do this Wikipedia entry about Atari 2600. Paste it here and click this button to grab the screenshot. Okay. Now, here's something that has happened periodically to me. I wanted to point this out as far as when I grabbed that site. It doesn't like secured websites, the HTTPS part of a website. So if you try to copy and paste one or you get any kind of error message like that, basically you just want to erase it and change it so that it's just an HTTP with no S in it. And that is usually a very easy fix in case that quirk pops up. I'm going to hit grab screenshot again. And you are working in the right path when it says it's a nice URL and you have this lovely bouncing red ball. It usually takes about 20 to 30 seconds, so don't be afraid if it lags or seems to be lagging. It's just taking a moment to process. So we're sitting and waiting for that. Bouncing ball. And here we are. Now, here's the first thing I want to point out that's great. If I just did a screenshot of this Wikipedia entry with whatever thing, Sketch or in this case with my MacBook Air, the built-in shortcut, I would simply see, well, the image you see right here, right? That's just the very beginning, the top part of the page. The great thing about Bounce is that when you grab the page, you're actually grabbing the entire scrolling down front page. And it goes on and on and on here because, again, it's the entire entry. I love that. That's just a great way of having all that information. And, of course, at any point along here, here's the very bottom of the page where it stops, and now you're going into back to the Bounce part of the app. You can make your note. So the first thing that I ask you, usually when this pops up, is who are you? If you've used it previously, it may remember. If not, you have to put it in there. But you tap on here, put in your name. I'd probably recommend if it's students, and it's many different kind of entries that are put on here. They put a first and last. We click OK. And now what we have here is we have a crosshair ready for us to enter in a note anywhere on the page. The key thing is that it's one of those lassoing kind of things. So as I press down the mouse, I'm going to make a size of the lasso however big I want to highlight. I am going to go right here because why not? As I do that, okay, if I'm needing to adjust the size, I can, okay, even if I've stopped. Once I make it the size that I want, it's ready to make the comment. Notice it has a number 1 because it's the first comment on this particular page. So, I had one of these because I'm that old. All right, so I'm going to click OK. The note is done. It's just that simple. When I highlight over here with my cursor, it's going to pop up that comment. I don't even have to click on it. It's just something that happens with the highlights. But now the key thing, and the thing that makes Bounce great, is that I'm ready to share that with the next person, to bounce that so they can make their comment and go ahead. So if I click on this Save button right here, it's going to create a unique URL. Copy. And now is where it can get interesting. So in order to do this next part, I'm going to go from my Chrome to the Safari browser, paste, just so you can see, and we can pretend that I am a different student or a different person ready. So for the next person that comes along, they will see this comment in the number 1, what I had said before. And now it's time for that person to comment. So the student, we're going to call him Jill. Okay, again, we could change the name if we wanted to or had to. All right, now it's time for Jill to make a comment to continue the conversation. So let's say this Atari 5200 reference. Okay, I remember getting this one from my older brother. Okay, there we go. Now click OK. And now we can see that we have both of these comments highlighted in there. And when we're ready to share this information, and we're going to click Save, and it creates a URL. But the URL is slightly changed. Okay, with this URL, if this is the one that's forwarded or this one's clicked or linked, you're going to see both the comment number 1 and comment number 2. This is important to note because if you use the original one, the URL that got us to this point, they're only going to see the number 1 comment no matter how many comments have been placed after it. So you really have to think about that naming of Bounce as truly a part of the app. It's something where the idea of this is I add my 2 cents worth, save it, get the URL, share it, and paying it forward, so to speak. I push it to the next person to do their thing. They save it. They get another URL, and so on and so on and so on. So again, there is that management piece as far as how you're going to get the latest URL so you can see the latest trail of comments as far as forwarding along. But again, the ease of use is fantastic, super easy to use. It's free, no accounts are necessary. If you can bring up a browser on any device, then you should be able to use it and use it just fine. So that is the Bounce web tool. I hope you get some use out of it, and thank you so much for listening today. Bye-bye.